Welcome to Cranberry Lake Lavender Farm. This farm used to exist in Marcellus, Michigan, on a little gravel road next to Cranberry Lake and the Cranberry Lake campground. She sold all sorts of varieties of little lavender out here, and unfortunately this farm is currently closed down. But there are other farms in that area and also in southwest Michigan. I love standing and listening to the buzzing of the bees that were so busy and so happy and made the wonderful lavender honey. At some of her festivals, she also made some lavender ice cream and lavender lemonade. Here's one of my booths at Lavender Festival. As an artist, I would do some crafts that they could do right on site and take home, or make some other souvenirs you can take home in her little gift shop. This painting shipped off to Illinois. I did start that on site at her little lavender farm. And I realized almost every single painting I did of her lavender farm, or any lavender farm, has sold. So that's a good sign. I should make more of them because people love purple lavender. Also, it's really fun to do. It's a wonderful purple color that is good to put into landscapes. So here we go. I chose to do this on a canvas panel. Very thin, probably 1/8 of an inch thick as compared to an actual canvas. You can pop this little guy right into a frame, and my reasoning is that it would be easier to ship if necessary. Honestly, a small canvas that's about 3/4 of a thick inch, it's not that harder to ship, really, but canvas panels to make up. So yeah, this little lavender farm out in Marcellus, there's actually quite a few out there. There's also Lavender Dream Farm, where I did the Lavender Festival last year, and that's probably what got me thinking about lavender farms right now. Is that Lavender Festival actually going to run this year? I honestly don't think so, but we're going to find out. She hasn't contacted anyone yet. Jane, who owned Cranberry Lake, and she stopped, basically retired again. She loved doing it, but it wasn't quite having the payback that she wanted with all the work she put into that wonderful thing. And she knew her lavender, that's for sure. But she referred me to this other lavender farm. They all know lavender farmers, to do another lavender festival. And I've done crafts for lavender festivals for a couple of years now. Make little totes, simple little things that can dry in probably about 15 minutes, and that makes a lot of crafts, especially when this is the middle of July in Michigan, humidity notwithstanding. Now this tends to make my tent into the kids' craft tent, but that's okay. They have fun, it keeps them to sit for a little bit, it's a place to sit, and for some of these I'm able to offer other lavender products and an experience which you can't get anywhere else, as they pick lavender and sit. It was very hot last year out there, so we'll see if that happens again. But I'm not here to oh no, another show canceled. This is just about the cool little farm that we have. This isn't about, oh no, another farm that was all sold and shut down, another small farm stand that we can't go to anymore. Kind of true, but she had other reasons for that, and this was 2 years ago that she decided not to go for it anymore. But these places exist. This place, a Lavender Dream Farm, there's some out in Mattawan, Michigan. There are tons all the way around Michigan. Who knew there were that many lavender farms in Michigan at all? I believe there is one known for a large labyrinth of lavender as well. So around mid-July, given some of our late spring, that's the other tricky part of these festivals. Sometimes I'm double booked when you don't know when the festival is going to happen. Almost any Michigan festival that has to do with a farm or seasonal product is so tricky. For tulip time last year, when I did the market, the tulips had barely bloomed because the spring was so late. So bear in mind, if you go to any of these seasonal festivals in the years to come, it's so very hard to find out exactly when something's going to bloom, and it can be week to week. How do you market for something like that? How do you advertise? Anyway, so That's my 2 cents. Please, please go find these places. Some of them closed down for reasons that have nothing to do with customers, and all of them still need your business. And you'll probably find a lot online or on Facebook. So there are tons of other lavender places out there if that's for you. Lavender products, and an awful lot of it is all handmade. Great from the stuff from the farm. I know at Cranberry Lake, she actually distilled a lot of her own oil. Gorgeous, giant copper distillation things that I don't know what the heck they were called, but they look cool. Very steampunk-like. At her own little tiny cabin right there. And I did have some products in her store as well. Way off the beaten path, there are some that are much more easy to find. So here I am painting this little guy. If you art nerds out there want some of the painting specs, I'm using golden paints. Good old giant stash I had of those. I've put my 50% glass palette on the side for you to see a bit of the mixing action, although I actually scooped from my palette as well a lot, and you see my reference photo kind of around out there. You notice when I first drew it, I kind of put what's called a reticule. That's the crosshairs. That's the technical term for it. Go figure. On the paper and on the canvas panel itself, instead of drawing individual squares, just knowing where the halves are on both the paper and on the panels is usually all I need. Although that's, to proof's in the pudding, right? Let's see how well I drew it. Anyway, yep, acrylic paint. I love my acrylic paint. I didn't actually use that many mediums in this. As much as I love mediums and playing around with them, I tend not to actually use them that much in the little paintings. I don't know if I'll go that direction or not. So there's some specs for you. The whole thing is 10 inches wide by 8 inches on top. My goal to make this, besides making a video and using all my footage from Cranberry Lake with the bees and the wonderful sound of the rain and just the gorgeous little landscape that it was, is also to make a card out of this one, hopefully, for future Lavender Festivals and small gift shops. I love supporting small gift shops and farmers markets and orchards and all those little things. If they're able to have my products in their little shops, I feel like it helps both of us, because then I can show people on social media and everywhere else, hey, this little farm stand exists, please go there. And it helps support everybody and create awareness for their small farm as well. So that's one of the big things I love to do with art, is go find these places. They usually have the most delicious little foods, like that lavender ice cream and lavender lemonade. It's amazing. I'm sure you can find recipes for it online, and you learn things as well. The fact that there's actually a culinary grade lavender on top of kind of the scents lavender, I guess. I unfortunately didn't learn that much of the scientific portion of the lavender bits up there. What I did notice in this particular farm, almost her entire hill not only was very, very sandy, it appears lavender loves drainage, but she also almost had all of them growing out of weed fabric. So you can see me trying to get that reflective but dark gray fabric that she had covering her hill. And it was a nice sharp little hill way out there on that gravel road. Poor Google Maps didn't quite like the address that was way out there, and unfortunately it sent us to the address on the opposite side of the land parcel, which made it very hard to find this little spot. So if you're ever out in the Michigan boonies trying to find some of these small places, keep going, keep driving around. I mean, it's gorgeous, come on, not lose much. Keep going to try to find them. Half the trick is that your GPS may cut out when you're out there exploring, but there's no harm done. Just keep going and enjoy the beautiful Michigan countryside. So I'm looking forward to the years where we can go back and do more of these lavender festivals. Offer little craft classes, really, really short ones, good time to sit down, make things to put lavender in, make good gifts. Everyone loves their lavender and the smell and the taste. We'll see how hot it will be in the middle of July when that happens again. So anyway, I'm not really anticipating a Lavender Festival this year just because of physical distancing. This Lavender Festival last year was packed at Lavender Farm. She was not expecting that much success, and I am so proud that they had that much success. It was packed. There was need for more porta potties. That much success, exactly. And also being very hot and incredibly windy. My weighted tents got a little wobbly at times, but don't worry, they're weighted, a good 100 pounds. I usually set up 2 of my tents, one for crafts and then one for the lavender products I make. And saying that right now makes me realize I probably should make a whole lavender section on my website. So I'll put that down on my to-do list for more things to do. And looky here, here's a whole nother angle of painting. Yes, I have 2 cameras and I know how to use them, eventually, with practice. More hardcore painting action going on right there, of different angles. Does it help? Is it distracting? Are the shadows absolutely horrible? Actually, please do let me know. That way I can focus on what's a better view for you. What do you want to see with me painting? Do you want more of the calming aesthetic paint mixing? Do you want a palette cam? Do you want to learn more about the colors I'm using and why? And all that's going. You may also notice that the colors tend to be shifting with the different cameras and lighting. And for some reason, this particular painting, or my equipment, I found it really hard to get the colors right from the camera. I scanned it. I took pictures of it with my camera, and the little screen on the camera also looked different. When I put it onto my computer monitor, then things just got wonky. So it's really hard to show you what the colors look like on here. I tweaked them to the best I could. I'm pretty sure I need a new computer monitor now. I think that's my biggest culprit with the color tweaking to get everything, because the sky is actually much bluer than you might think. There's multiple different kinds of purples in that lavender bit too. But please don't let that stop you from checking out. I'm going to put multiple shots to give you as many different lighting variants as possible to see what this little painting looks like. I also put it in a matte. It makes it look very fancy. When I was happy with it, I signed it. I usually use a pen and ink nib for the biggest dramatic effect possible. If you like this, please subscribe and like, all those fancy YouTube things that everyone tells you about, or check out my website. Thank you so much. See you in the next time.